Why don't we, for example, have a hashtag, appoint IEBC now, and spread it? Those who have opportunity will actually follow it, and they will do something. Why is social media, why is the IEBC not being constituted? Because Azimio can't appoint their representative to the panel. So you not expect me to say Parliament has done wrong, the President has not done. I speak my mind because I don't understand why, for example, we are busy passing legislation very quickly on other subjects that are politically important, but we don't look at what is extremely important for this country. The Electoral Commission. How can a country like ours stand on its feet if it does not have an Electoral Commission?
Yes, more entities are coming out to oppose the modus operandi of William RUTO. I think William RUTO is facing one of the biggest opposition ever since he came into power. He's a very good orator, but when it comes to delivering on his promises, it falls off short. Today, the Supreme Court Justice Leonana came out to say, I think I promised the name properly, came out to say that RUTO has failed to reconstruct the IEBC, and also talked about the red flag of failing the website of the judiciary when GACHAGUA's case was taking place. And for me, the comments of the judge on the Supreme Court cannot be taken lightly, because these are the same people who are going to sit to preside over GACHAGUA's case. And by the judge coming out to tell those statements, it clearly shows how GACHAGUA is going to win in the Supreme Court. You know, it's very easy to manipulate the Magistrate Court and the High Court, but the Supreme Court is very hard to manipulate them because, first of all, it's a panel of 7 people. Leave the High Court judge where they can sit few of them. Okay? So Justice Leonana coming out to make these statements that RUTO has failed to reconstruct the IEBC, because the IEBC has been a pin in the Kenyan Constitution even before Raila Odinga came out to announce the AU chairmanship. The Azimio were always contended with William RUTO to see that the IEBC can be reconstructed. And we could see that I read mischief in William RUTO's delay of reconstructing the IEBC. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the statements which were made by Justice Leonana, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So we all know that the IEBC has never been constituted. Remember, that was even a question when Kindiki was nominated as a deputy president. In fact, when the judges lifted the conservative orders, they never answered the question of the IEBC being reconstituted, because it is a key body in the election of the deputy president. And for me, I think that the judges that lifted the conservative orders were conflicted. And I know that GACHAGUA is going to be let off the hook. Kindiki, keep this video for future reference, will be announced as unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. So by the judge coming out to say that the IEBC was never constituted and they must reconstitute them, it's not something that can be taken lightly. By the judge coming out to say that the website of the judiciary has always been hacked in key issues like the GACHAGUA's case, it cannot be taken lightly. So entities coming out to oppose how William RUTO does work from the judiciary, from the church, it shows how William RUTO is failing. I don't know who advises William RUTO. He has put politics, okay, before development. And in fact, when you are in power, you must put development before politics, because at the end, when you ask him to be re-elected, okay, you show your agenda in matters of development. Before I proceed, I want to play a tape when Justice Leonana was talking about this. In fact, here's the tape.
Supreme Court Judge Lenaola has blasted the executive and parliament for laxity in reconstituting. Let's take a look at that. In reconstituting the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and instead prioritizing political legislation at the expense of laws that affect the citizens directly. And speaking when he attended the regional conference on the use of artificial intelligence, digital and social media in elections in Kenya, Lenaola questioned the timing of the failure of the judiciary e-filing system during the hearing of the impeachment case against the former Deputy President GACHAGUA and the readiness of the system to handle important matters. Emmanuel Tor reports.
So you clearly see that the news anchor first talked about the case of GACHAGUA, where the e-filing system failed. Because remember, GACHAGUA wanted to, I think, to make an appeal for request of judges, and remember it was on the weekend. The system had first failed, so you clearly see that the government, the state, hacked the system so that GACHAGUA could not appeal the recusal of these judges. Let's continue.
In an explosive presentation during the regional conference on the use of AI, digital and social media during elections in Kenya held in Nairobi, the Supreme Court judge took the government head-on for its failures thus far, raising questions on the country's current state without IBC commissioners, almost 2 years since the occupants left office.
I don't understand why, for example, we are busy passing legislation very quickly on other subjects that are politically important, but we don't look at what is extremely important for this country. The Electoral Commission. How can a country like ours stand on its feet if it does not have an Electoral Commission? Elections are in 2027. This is 2024. When will this commission be prepared?
Lenaola raising an alarm over the timing of the malfunction experienced in the judiciary's e-filing system when the impeachment case against the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was underway.
Those of you who followed the Rigiji saga will remember that at some point the judiciary website, the online filing system, went down. I want you to carry this question into 2027. Why did that online platform collapse? Why did the firewalls
so you see that Lenaola, I think that is the right pronunciation, is pointing out key issues, is warning people against the state interfering with the judicial e-website. Is also pointing out Gachagua's case. And remember, this case is going to end up in their office. So this is a glimpse on what is going to happen with the ruling, where the judges will come out to say that Gachagua was impeached unconstitutionally and that Kindiki is the deputy president unconstitutionally because the IEBC was not fully constituted. Okay? That's the truth. So these comments cannot be taken lightly. In the near future, you're going to see a ruling which shows that Kindiki was unconstitutionally vetted or elected by parliament because the procedure was shady. How can you tell me that ever since the IEBC commissioners went, that was immediately after 2022, that we've never gotten the IEBC? RUTO is failing on very many fronts and is blaming people that is they are opposing him because he's a challenge. Let's continue.
Created before 2022 suddenly become vulnerable. And imagine what may happen in 2027. I will say no more, but think about it.
The judiciary experienced a system outage that affected 3 key platforms used in legal processes when the case was ongoing, affecting the e-filing system, the case tracking system, and the cause list system.
By the way, I'm one of those judges who's not limited in expressing my mind. So you not expect me to say Parliament has done wrong, the President has not done. I speak my mind because
the judge rallying Kenyans to stand up and force the reconstitution of the polls body to allow them enjoy their democratic rights.
Why don't we, for example, have a hashtag, appoint IBC now, and spread it? Those who have opportunity will actually follow it and they will do something. Why is social media, why is the IBC not being constituted? Because as a Azimio can't appoint their representative to the panel. Is that something to hold a country hostage for 2 years?
Not much has been done to assess.
That is Justice Leonana. By the way, he also came out to push Babs to the Azmio. Remember, I know this country is full of hypocrites. The Azmio once demanded that they want to put their people on the panel. In fact, that will be one of the biggest wrong intention of Kenya. If the leading opposition can put a member on the IEBC panel, what about other opposition leaders who may not be strong? The IEBC must be at least appointed by Parliament, or appointed by the President and approved by Parliament, where they must announce criteria of appointing one. But wanting the opposition and the President to appoint someone, they can. Right now, Raila is working with RUTO. What if they come out to appoint the IEBC and maybe try to put away the will of the people from Kenyans? Okay, so I think William Ruto is delaying to appoint the IEBC because he knows he wants to maybe appoint it in the later stages, so that they don't have enough time to learn how to do the work. If he had appointed them maybe in 2023, they would have had a chance to learn how to do things, inquire, so that they can deliver credible elections. So this scheme is aimed at providing a rogue election in 2027. And also, Justice coming out to speak about these issues, it also gives a sneak peek of what's going to happen in the GACHAGUA's ruling. Take this to the bank. GACHAGUA may be let off the hook. Of course, that's my opinion. Leave me your comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is the first time on this channel, I employ you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.